Okay, so to make each of the calendars that I'm going to be showing you how to make this year, they're all using the same size cube or box, whatever you want to call them. So I'm recording this bit and you'll see it in the following videos, but I'm going to show you different ways on how you can put these together just by using the same shape and size box. So I'm going to show you this one time and then this bit will be repeated at the beginning of the other videos, but that's just in case anybody's not seen this bit first time round. Okay, so to make each box we need a piece of card that is 6 inches squared, and then we need one that is 5 3/4 squared. Okay, and the small ones are going to be the draw for the inside, and then this is going to be the outer casing. Now if you've got a coated card, which I have, but if it's just coated on one side, the side that you want to see on the outside needs to be face up when you're scoring. Reason being is because when you press down into the groove with your scoring tool, you're making the fibres sort of go in on themselves, and then when you fold it the way you want it to go, you're stretching them. Whereas if you don't do this and you fold them the opposite way around, your fibres can tear. Now whenever you're using a card that's got a coating on it or anything like that, just be careful you don't press too hard with your scoring tool. Okay, so for on the 6-inch one, we're just going to score at 2 and 4 inches on both sides, which is, you can see I've already done. And then on the 5 3/4 we're going on 1 7/8 and 3 7/8. So again you turn it and then it's 1 7/8 and 3 7/8. Okay, so that's your scoring done. So you need to do that 25 times on each one, so 50 pieces altogether. It will be a cardstock cluster, this one. I've got 4 of these to do this year, so I may have to go shopping in the new year for card if I've managed to get through it all anyway. So once you've got your 2 pieces, you just want to flip them over. So as you can see, this side's got the raised bit in it, and then you're folding it back on itself. And then you just take your bone folder or scoring tool, depending on what you're using, and just burnish that crease. Turn it and do it the opposite way. So the side that you actually scored is going to be on the inside. So if it does bubble up a little bit, which I'll show you in a second, you're not going to see it because it's going to be on the inside. So you can sort of just see it, and on the outside you've got that professional looking straight edge. So that's the reason that we do it that way as well. So I'll do that again on this. So they're really simple to do these. It's just a case of getting 25 of them done all together. You don't have to do 25, I'm just doing it so there's an extra, so it adds up for the shapes that I'm doing. But on Christmas Day I'm sure whoever's going to be opening these ones will have plenty of other things to open as well anyway, but I'm putting it there anyway because I'm a bit of a Christmas nut. Right, so not got my little scissors, but oh, there we go. I can show you with this one. So I'll zoom in a little bit so I can just show you this. Right, so what I'm going to do is, because I'm right-handed, let's put a little light on, that might be a bit better. I'll bring that over. Sorry about that, I'd not realised I'd not moved my lighting. So as you can see here, you've got that ridge. So if you right-handed, this is the way that I'm doing it anyway. I cut to the left-hand side of this score line, just up here, to where they meet. Okay, so this point here. And then I fold that out of the way, so I know that's not going to get cut with anything. And then we're going to take a wedge off from this side. If you don't quite get in the corner, just snip it there. Okay, and then you want to do the same on the other side. And then you just want to snip a bit off there. Now this becomes our gluing flap. Okay, and then I turn it, and then I'm going to do this one again. So I'll just zoom a bit further out now that you can see better. Okay, so I'm just going to do this on all 4 sides. And try to get the cuts as straight as you can, because that's what's going to be seen on the outside. 4 that's like this, and then you want to do exactly the same on your other piece. So I'll speed this part up so you can still see what I'm doing, but it'll just be a little bit quicker. So we've got our 2 pieces made, so we'll start with making the outer one. Yeah, it's definitely the outer one. And the way that I like to do it is have it in front of me like this, and then I know I'm going to glue this side. Okay, so we know that's the inside because it's got the more sort of bubbly part of the card where we've scored. And then I'm going to be using Clal all-purpose glue because I'm doing a construction piece. This will make each of the drawers more firm and strong for when they're going to be pulled out. And then once I've glued that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the points and meet them up so it makes a right angle. Okay, so you've got that 90-degree angle, and then I've just matched it up right to the edge. Just make sure that you get it all made up here, no bits sticking out, and then you just want to press down on your gluing flap just to make sure it's stuck. Then I like to lay it flat down again and fold the glue flap back. Okay, and do the same. Glue rolling away with this one. Right, now you've got these 2 that are left here. Now because this is going to finish up the cube, we need to glue these 2 pieces at the same time. So if you have your cube in front of you, or drawer, whatever you want to call it, I like to fold this flat back here. And turn it on its side. And you're not going to be able to see this, or else I'll have to try and lift this up. So I'm just gluing I've laid the flap down like I would have done if it was just one of the other 3 pieces, but you just can't see it because of the piece I've already stuck. Whoop. Okay, so you've got your 2 glue flaps there, so you're going to push them up together and then just meet up the corners and press down on the flaps. Okay. So there you've got your the main drawer piece, and then the other one I'm gonna let you see what I do, but I'm gonna speed it up, and then I'll come back to you to show you what to do next. So that's put together. So what I'm going to do now is, while they're still relatively wet, they're not fully dry, I like to take the drawer piece and the main piece and I put them inside each other, and then it's got a bit of wiggle room for you to be able to get it in, and it'll be in the exact position that you need it. So I'm just going to pop drawer in that way, so you've got one so the holes facing to your right if you're doing it the same way as me, and then just take your drawer cube and slot it in that way, and you've got a perfect little drawer. Now the next part is to put some way of opening them up. Now there's different ways that you can do this. First of all, decide whether if you want to put any pattern paper onto the front of it. So I've just got a spare one here that I've done for demo purposes, that's all. And then, so this piece is 4.5 centimetres by 4.5. I think that's the right one that I've... Yeah. That one, so that's 4.5 centimetres squared. So, and then you just want to put your paper on. just line it up so it's got a little border all the way around. This is just a test one, but just get it into the centre as best you can. That's a good thing about the wet glue, like I say, you've got that wiggle room to get it exactly where you want it to go. Whereas if you use a tape pen or double-sided, once it's down, you're committed, you can't take it off. Okay, so I've got this. Zoom in a little bit more. And then I've just got this little circular punch. I'm going to show you a way that you can do it without needing a punch, but I think it's probably about 3/4 of an inch circle. I think that's what it is anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just taking the side that's got the pattern paper on, and I'm going to take my punch so it's upside down and slide it in, and then you can see where the cardboard comes into it, and you're wanting to do about just over half, 2/3 of the way up in the circle, as you can see, and then oh, and it pops out, so you've got a little finger hole. Now if you haven't got the circle punch, let's just put this on my glue, I don't want it to dry up. You can just take a pair of scissors and you can cut a V. So if you want to measure doing this, you can do, but I'm just doing it by eye because this is just a spare one that I'm doing. If I was doing it for all of them, then I would measure them and make sure that I've got it at the right, but because I've got the circle punch, I'm making my life a little easier. So you've got a little V that you could put your finger in there. The other thing is you can always put a little hole in the side, and if you've got some brads, and just use your scissors, be careful not to hurt yourself if you are doing it this way, but if you've got a pokey tool, you just need to make a hole with something, and then you can put a brad in if you have any brads, or split pins. That's the other one that you can what they're called when they're down the normal stationery section. And then you just put one through there and fold the wings of the pin either side, and then you've got like a little draw knob on the front that you can pull that out. So on mine, on this one, my daughter just wants the numbers putting on. So I've already done all the other ones, and I just need to put the number on this and put the circle punch in. So I'm just taking the draw now, and then I've just got some peel offs, and because I've not got the colour that I needed for all of the numbers, I've just taken another colour one. This is obviously gold, and I've just used some Sharpies and I've coloured in the numbers on there, and this one has got to be number 24, so I'm just taking them off and popping them in place. And then that is how you make all your cubes for your calendar. So go and make 25 of these and then come back and I'll show you how to put them all. Right, so for this one we're going to make it into a shape of a Christmas tree. So I'm wanting 25 as my top, so I'm keeping that to the side. I want the one right at the top. I've done a mixture of blue and silver pieces, so the silver ones look more like baubles and the blue ones the rest of the tree. This, I know you don't really get blue Christmas trees all the time, but my daughter wanted a blue tree and that's what she's getting, so that's hence the colour. Right, so we're going to start off with making the base of the tree. Now obviously we don't want baubles as the base, so I'm just going to take 4 random numbers to do the base. Okay, so, and we're just going to glue 2 together side by side. Again, I'm using the Collal all-purpose because once this is dry it goes solid. It wants to come out. There we go. It was on a go slow. And then we're just going to take 2 and we're going to squish them together. Okay. So we've got 2 there. and then we're going to do this with the other two. Okay, so we've got our 2 sets of 2, and then we're going to glue these on top of each other so we've got a nice firm base. Okay. Make sure they're lined up and they're all straight. Okay. So we've got our 4. So you've got a stack of 4. Now put them to the side, and then you know that's going to be base. Now I've got a little diagram here that my daughter's drawn me so I know what I need to do in each row. So the first row of the tree needs 6 boxes. So let's go with 15, 23. So I've got them all lined up in the middle of the. So we'll go with number 3. I like to make it harder for them to find the pieces. Right, okay, so we'll have number 1 down here, I think. And we've got 3 baubles on the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to glue them together like we've done on the other one. So I'll speed this bit up and then I'll tell you what to do on the next row. So we've got that a set of 6 just there. I'm going to leave those to dry, and then the next row up is going to be 5, and so we're going to just make each row. So we're going to do a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and then 25 is going to be our very top one. So use up all your other cubes, just make it 1 less cube per for each row, and then I'll show you how to put it together after that. I'm going to leave it on and speed it up to some music just so that you can see me putting it all together, and then I'll come back and show you how to stack them. So I've got all my cubes stuck together now. So this is what they're going to go like. So as you can see, zoom out a little bit more. So this is how they're going to go. So we're going to have our 25 at the top, and then we're going to have our tree trunk at the bottom. I'm going to be able to get it all on camera for you. I'll do the best I can anyway. So I'm going to start from the one with 6 to start with, so just not fully dry yet, but we'll make it work. So you just want to make sure you've got the glue along the bottom side. Probably would have been better for me to leave them until they were completely dry, but never mind. And then we're just going to overlap them. Make sure you've got an equal amount of space at either side so we taper up. Okay? Keep it doing that way and then you can see a little bit better. Apologise, the lighting's not the best today. I'm missing one of my lights with me, moving everything into my studio. It's not been all put back out yet, so apologies that it's a little bit darker than usual. Okay, so taking the foil. Lay them flat. And the same again. Now that's when it's handy, when it comes in, when you're heavy chested like I am, you use it to push your tree together, or just use your hands like I'm doing here. It's just to make sure that they're all completely flat and against each other. Okay, so then we're going to do our 3. Nearly at the top. And then number 25. Or whatever number you're putting at the top. Right at the very top and in the centre. Okay. Oh well, you can actually see this now. Okay. Okay, you might see a little bit better. Just going to add our trunk onto the bottom. So we've got our drawers here. Oops, sorry about that, I'm trying to make the light come a little bit better, but it doesn't seem to want to. Try that. Ah, it's a little bit better. So we're just going to glue on the top. These can go right underneath the middle two of that row of 6. And there you have your Christmas advent calendar shaped like a Christmas tree. Now I can't lift it up because it's still all drying, but as you can see, turn it around that way. Now can't zoom out any further, I'm afraid, but I can move that down for you. So as you can see, go from top to bottom. And you've got some really good size little drawers to put whatever you want to put in your advent calendar, whether it be chocolates or little presents or little jokes, things like that. Anything that you want to put into your advent calendar, you'll probably be able to fit into these, unless you're doing absolutely massive advent calendars. But if you're just doing one of these ones, you're still going to be able to fit in a really good size treat for whoever you're giving it to. Oh, turn it back that way because oh, it's falling off. There we go. Like I say, leave it while it's drying. So I hope you've enjoyed that and it's inspired you to have a go at making your own advent calendar in the shape of a Christmas tree this year. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments and I'll answer them as best that I can. And if you've liked it, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, if you consider subscribing, that would be appreciated too. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.